We are going live. Are we live? Are we live? YouTube, tell us. YouTube, YouTube,
काफी दिन
YouTube.
बाद काफी दिन बाद
And we are live. Everyone say hello.
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 Hello. Finally,
Chalo,
a good
guys.
happy
It's
hello.
time. Happy hello. Why? I just saw the worst Marvel film ever. But we'll talk about that. Welcome, guys, to the stream. Today, we're talking about is Guardians of the Galaxy Volume 3 is really good or it's all just fake? All the ratings are fake. Everyone's just faking it. We'll know. We'll find out on this stream. Again, like, share, subscribe for more such amazing content your way. The moment the Flash got good, I think everything is going good except Marvel. Anyways, guys, let's talk about our overviews quickly. Who wants to go first?
Anyone?
Pain drop silence.
Varun.
Why don't you
I'll
go? You're showing your face, no? That's
okay.
people showing face get more first preference.
Okay.
मुंह दिखाई
Yeah, I love the film. I think it was a very good and I think I enjoyed it when I saw it, but the more I've been thinking about it after watching it, I've been appreciating like much more. I've been appreciating it much more than when I first saw. I think
Chal
it's
be jhoote.
easily like top 10 MCU films, within top 10 MCU films for me. And I mean, I also loved like Guardians too. So, oh, I
नहीं
checked.
बोल
I
बोल.
checked. I have it
अच्छा, you check.
open on another tab. It's working.
Okay,
Yeah.
continue.
So
Seamless.
I think yeah, that's pretty much what my thoughts are. That like I really enjoyed it. I think it's a very good film. You can see the sort of heart that the film has. You can see the effort that has been taken. You can see
I
that
didn't
it has
see.
been
Okay.
given enough time and everything. I think VFX wise, like it was flawless. No faults at all at any point. And yeah, that's what my thoughts
Okay.
are.
I
Okay.
think Nona should be kicked out of the stream. Like he is so being so unnecessarily sassy
You
at the
know,
moment. I don't know
only I
why.
have
Most only be
the I
kicked
have
out.
the power here to kick out anyone. Okay, Harneet.
Yeah, so I think you guys, I have been sharing my thoughts about Marvel and comic book movies in general about how I go into the first watching of the movies. I don't have any expectations. I don't go without any baggage. But I took a different route with this movie. I actually watched Guardians 1 and 2 prior to, watching this movie. And here in my city, it was a very surprising to see that there was an English show for this movie. It was one show for the whole day, right? And I went there and I watched the movie, and
Are we sorry?
immediately,
We saw No Way Home knowing English.
no, here it's like Ant-Man was not available here in English,
Ah,
and comic book movies, Hollywood movies in general are not available here in English. So
okay.
it's so that was I was not expecting to watch it for as a real experience, but I actually got the chance to watch the movie in its raw form, and I actually loved it. It's been so long for Marvel to produce such a movie, such a quality product where we know that it is dependent on all the previous movies that we have seen, but at the same time we do not need to watch all the movies to appreciate the quality, the acting, the story, and all the aspects of the movie that it presented. And
I
I do
think
not say this light. Yep.
I think it's the only Marvel film which is good and people are happy for DC.
See, this
Yeah,
is one of those
definitely.
films where you don't have to compare it to any other DC
You didn't
property
get
or
you didn't get
anything.
it. You didn't get it.
I I don't know. I'm just I
I
was so
Sahil
saw it.
got it.
overwhelmed with this
Yeah.
movie. I was so overwhelmed with this movie that I did not care for anything else. Like while watching the movie, I'll not say that I cried or I laughed a lot, but yes, this movie had something that a lot of Marvel properties had been missing for a long time. We started watching Marvel movies. No, you will remember that we started watching online with a different aspect. The previous Phase One movies we watched on DVDs, and then we started
Yeah.
watching these movies and started appreciating them because of the heart that they have, because of the story that they had, and the character growth that they had. And I think this had been missing for a long time. and this is a second coming for Marvel as far as I am concerned. I loved everyone's acting. This has been a pretty uh, common theme with all of the people that I've been talking to. That how could you relate so much to a CGI raccoon who does not know how to talk properly? How can you relate to a character who has been there for like 2 minutes, uh, like the Lila character and the other rabbit character and the other characters? How can you relate to them? So, and I think that's the power of storytelling, and I think that's the power of the heart James Gunn has given to Marvel in the previous movies as well. I have loved all the Guardians movies separately as well, but this one for me is my favorite Guardians movie and one of the best Marvel movies that they have produced, and about time. There have been good Marvel properties, but this one came at a proper time that we needed it. We've all been talking about Marvel fatigue, comic book fatigue, and everything and all that. But this proved that you do not need a lot of, you know, 50 characters in one frame fighting each other to produce that kind of affection towards the characters that you need to. And I think this movie proved that there are scenes which can be more connected where there is no fighting. And like there was a scene where the animals were playing tag with each other when they were giving each other names. What would you call them? And that is the scene that affected me more than the last scene where they were fighting the High Evolutionary. So yeah, I
You
think
can
we
you can tell Harneet has finished his MBA because when he's asked for 1 mark question, he's answering for 10 mark question.
that's BTech. That's not MBA. That's BTech. To be
That
very
does better,
honest,
yeah.
yeah, MBA is something different totally. You can't write that long answers in MBA. You'll get your marks deducted. So
You won't even
Okay.
yeah,
have that
that's
much
that's
time.
it. That's it.
Guys, we'll come to the chat first, but before that, Sahil, where's your face?
Where's my face?
No face, no opinion.
Okay, cool. No
He
worries.
has not been able to show his face after the marriage. So
Yes. No, I did so, right? Last time I came.
What
Okay.
marriage?
अभी नहीं हुई शादी होगी शादी
हाँ
अभी.
वही तो हाँ ओके
मतलब
Okay.
you
इनसाइड जोक
understand my
गाइस
point.
इनसाइड
You
जोक
get my
Okay, sure,
हाँ
sure. Yeah,
ओके
I get that. Okay, coming to the movie, I am gonna start with one of the points which Hadith said. Overwhelming. That was definitely the first emotion I felt in while I was watching this movie. Um I believe. I think like, obviously, like after watching the movie, I can say it's a great movie and all that. But the fact that we were not getting this same quality from Marvel for so many years, for the entire Phase Four, uh, which even includes the movies which I have loved in Phase Four. Even those movies did not have this much quality, I believe. And I was generally overwhelmed in the starting. Like when I was watching the movie, and there was few good jokes, good action scenes, and I was really overwhelmed. Like, why am I liking this movie? Because I think in my in my heart or head, I had like forgotten how to enjoy a Marvel movie because I was not enjoying it as much as I was in those first 10 years or first 12 years. Uh, even post Endgame, I would say No Way, like till No Way Home, we were like we've got as Marvel fans, we were pretty happy even though we had like a very bad. I will like I still consider Far From Home and the Black Widow movies a little underwhelming. But till No Way Home, I think we were very positive about Marvel's content. But after post No Way Home, it has been a downhill only. So yeah, this movie was definitely overwhelming for me for the entire for the majority part of the movie watching experience. I was very overwhelmed and I did not want to like understand why am I even enjoying this movie. And I'm so glad that I was overwhelmed rather than being either this movie being like really underwhelming for me. Uh, Things I liked about this movie was definitely like the comedy, the action, and the genuine care about the characters. This director has showed for all the people we already love them, right? And the fact that we saw the glimpses of these characters in the Thor movie, and it was like, why are they even here? Are they even relevant in Marvel anymore after after the Endgame movie and all that? This movie that I think reminded all of us that why we even started loving Marvel movies in the starting. I think right now we do have this criticism that hey, why are things are not connecting at all? I think we never cared about that in the starting. When we were in the phase one or phase two, yes, things were connecting to each other, but that was not the main point we were liking Marvel movies. And in phase four, this was our criticism also. Like things, since things are not connecting with each other, it's not good. Something which we felt in Doctor Strange or even in Ant-Man, and also the other movies. But in this movie, things were technically not connecting with anything, right? We were getting some references to maybe Thanos or the first Guardians movie, second Guardians movies, but things were not connecting to the main Marvel agenda. There was no kind of talk of the time travel or the multiverse and all those kind of things. There was no reference of those things. I think we didn't even talk about Infinity Stones also, even though we were talking about Thanos. And I believe that I think that's what I felt Marvel was always good at. It was good at making good movies, and by good movies I meant having characters and having enough emotions in each characters which we can feel while we are watching those movies. And this movie had that, something which was lacking horribly, like in Ant-Man. And I believe, and
Okay.
something which I told you guys also, I put on my Instagram review also, that this movie had everything which was missing in Ant-Man. Literally everything. All the complaints we had in Ant-Man, everything got taken for this in this movie. And I believe if you could do this in this movie, and you could do some part of it in Black Panther as well, in Wakanda Forever, why couldn't you fix it in Ant-Man as well? I genuinely felt after watching Ant-Man that not Marvel but Disney is doomed. Like Disney has come up, has involved themselves in so much in the MCU that they want to ruin all these movies. But there was nothing like that in this movie. I don't know if we are gonna get such movies in the future as well, because maybe this was just a James Gunn product and it was not an MCU product. But I'm very hopeful that yes, at least whoever is handling this, Kevin Feige, Disney, whatever, they are letting some director come in and mix such a movie. I think that's the best part of this movie. That if somebody like James Gunn, like obviously,
After
yeah,
firing them, right?
yeah, obviously
And then
after
rehiring
firing
them
them,
again.
yeah, exactly. So my biggest hope from this movie is that there are some good writers out there who love comic books, who love these characters, who love the characters in Marvel, and they can come in and genuinely make good movies. I think we got distracted by some of the directors which just wanted to make good movies, and they were making MCU movies, and that's when I think that's where we started making bad MCU movies. But the biggest issue was making those people direct these movies who genuinely love comic books, who genuinely love these characters. And I think that's
Okay.
enough. And I believe that's why I'm gonna refer to Nona's comment, which Honey did not get it. Literally half the theater, I was I kind of overheard them. Everyone said we are so excited about Superman now because we know this director can make comic book movies. And that's why DC fans are happy after this movie because they are happy about Superman.
Okay. Sahil, you are also engineer.
Yes, I'm an engineer, BTech.
Uh, it says you
Yeah,
can
yeah.
tell.
And
Okay.
then masters also. That's why I can
You
add
know,
a lot.
this is Sahil. This is the guy who wants to know our opinion, but only in one line.
I
Yeah,
This is
literally
one of the
said, give me your overview, not
I agree.
the whole history and geography of the film.
The
Anyways,
point is, we have a lot to talk about. That's why this is an overview compared to what we have to talk about. Yeah,
okay.
that's
Sai Ganesan says this is easily best movie since No Way Home, maybe best since Endgame. I think more about that.
yeah.
Any comments on
Fair
this,
enough.
guys?
Yeah, I kind
Yeah,
of agree.
remove the nostalgia, and this is way better than No Way Home.
Oh,
I think,
okay.
yeah, easily. I think No Way Home is not a, very high bar to cross. I think, yeah, it's the same. The nostalgia was
As a
the main
movie,
thing driving it.
as a cinema experience, like this movie can compete with can overtake No Way Home. The nostalgia factor for all of us, we have grown up watching Spider-Man movies when we have not grown up watching Guardians of the Galaxy movies. So there's no comparison
easily.
in that. Yeah,
There was a point where I tried watching No Way Home on my laptop, and there was so much empty space in that
yeah,
movie.
yes, you can
There was
skip
so
a
much
lot of parts
silence
of
in that
No Way
movie
Home. You can skip a lot
You
of parts
you
because
of No
they
saw
Way Home, but
that?
you
wanted
can't skip
to.
Guardians.
Yeah,
You
so
saw that
I think
post? Charlie Cox said that he was told to like take a pause and say his dialogue because
Yes, yes,
that
yes.
is said people will
So
be
they were
cheering.
trying to capture the audience reaction in that movie, right? So that is a
Yeah.
whole other experience, a theater experience movie. But I think this movie has more heart and more story component in it more than that of No Way Home.
Okay, let's come to what everyone is here for. My thoughts on the movie. If not everyone, if not everyone, at least Varun is just here for
See you,
that.
see you guys tomorrow. See you next time. Bye.
Okay. Now let's see how Nona says this in one sentence.
This film sucks.
Wow.
Wow.
Do you want me to elaborate?
Yes.
Yes, yes,
No,
please.
it doesn't
Elaborate
suck.
so
It
that we
doesn't suck.
can counter
Be a
argument
B.Tech
to
student.
your yeah.
Okay. Say okay, no, it doesn't suck. But yeah, I saw it, and yeah, I saw it. Yeah, it was fine. Cool. And I think I've been trying to figure out why do I feel this, and I think I went in to watch the finale of Guardians of the Galaxy, the last film with these characters. Who knows what will happen to them in the future? And after watching the trailer, so my god, the emotions, this, that, and I go in and I'm like, yeah, this is just another, adventure of the Guardians. That's it. There's nothing more, nothing less. It's fine. Cool. Good story. They're good moments. I love the set design, especially like I'm like, how do you come up with these visuals? The whole thing they go into, when
The
Nathan Fillion's cat,
living sort of
yeah, the living whatever,
yeah.
that their whole design inside, it's all white, and like I was like, wow, like how do you come up with these things? And then the amazing action sequence that
Oh
happens
yeah.
in the
Oh yeah.
last the corridor scene. And yeah, there's some cool moments, and but yeah, that's it. There's nothing
I think Nona
more for
needs to
me in
watch
the
this
film.
movie second time.
Maybe.
Because
Yeah, I've been
I'll be,
thinking
I'll
that.
be
Like,
very honest.
I'll be honest. I came out of the theater. I came home. We went for a late night show. I came home
Oh, did
around
you go
12,
with Nolan?
and yeah, we were five of
And
us.
you guys went and saw Ant-Man and you made a video after that. You saw Thor 4, you made a video for that. You did not make a video for this film. I was like,
Varun,
did you
I
hate it
think I know
that
the
much?
answer. I think I know the answer. Nona, I believe like it's same for me and Hanit as well. Even you got overwhelmed from this movie, but at least we both came out of the overwhelm and we realized that we are overwhelmed about the fact that it's a great movie. You did not come out
Man,
of it. I think you
I'll
did
be
not
honest.
come
That's
out
what
of
I'm
it.
saying. I came home and I'm like, I've forgotten half the story. I
That's
literally
I'll
okay.
tell you.
forgot half of the
That's
I,
totally
plot.
I,
okay.
I'll
That's
tell
why
you
you
what
need to
happened.
watch again.
No,
You
I'll
want
tell
to
you
know,
what
you want to watch
happened.
the movie and you will appreciate it in the second time because this same happened with you for Doctor Strange as well. I mean, if Doctor Strange can make
I'll,
me happy,
I'll tell you what happened is.
yeah.
What happened is, everybody was praising this movie, and Nona just needed to find a reason not to like the movie.
And since Rohit is not
No,
in
no,
in
no,
the
That's the
no.
stream
whole
right
point.
now, and since Rohit is not in the stream, somebody has to do that part. Na?
No, no. I've been
Yeah.
trying to find out what was the
Even
issue, and I
Rohit
think I
loves the
could.
film.
I did
That
point
is
like
the
I
whole
could get
issue. That
to
you tried
the.
to find the issue with the movie.
Yeah,
No, I'm
because
trying to try
everyone
why
was
do I
loving it.
feel this way. I'm trying to find why do I feel this way. Like I don't feel. Even now I don't feel like watching this again because there was nothing more to it for me.
You know,
Honestly,
this
it's
See,
not
this
like,
is
oh my
this
there
god,
was
reminds
so
I
much.
have to
me.
There was
experience
so
that
much.
again, or this visual. Like, no, fine, it was
Trust me,
fine, man.
Nona.
Done.
You
This
watch it
reminds
again,
me
you
of
will
the
realize.
discussion we had about She-Hulk. You know, where everybody was like, "We hate the show," and Nona
Yeah,
was
true,
like,
true.
"Wait,
So true, so
No,
true.
Varun
wait."
was with me.
Yeah, yeah, I was with him. Yeah.
No.
See,
I'm talking about Nona
So
at this point of time. Like, Nona is always against all the odds, all the everybody's opinions. Like, no, wait,
no,
I'll
Ray,
have my own
I've
opinion about this.
I've enough courage that I can stand and on my own.
You know, not every time an opposite opinion is the right one.
But who's saying
Sometimes,
that? No opinion is
I
right or wrong, right?
I
Saganism
No,
says, I think Nona is done with MCU. Lol.
I remember, I think many live. I don't even know which live session it was, but we were talking about. We are talking briefly about the Guardians of the Galaxy Christmas special, and you said that you did not like that also, right?
yeah, yeah,
No,
yeah, yeah, yeah,
no, that
yeah.
was fun. We reacted to it, right? If I'm no, no, we
No,
didn't.
we didn't. We reacted to what Werewolf by Night.
No, that was fun.
You liked it.
Yeah,
You
it
did
was
not
fun. It
enjoy
was
it that
nice,
much.
nice outing.
I still remember you
No,
did not enjoy it that much.
like Christmas
Yeah,
fish. I don't think so. No.
I feel
No,
like that
I liked
both
it.
the specials that came out last year, they were better than all the movies that came out,
I
or
think
shows also.
we talked about this that Werewolf by Night and God, even Christmas special was really fun and enjoyable, and yeah, it was
Yeah,
fun. It was, I
this
didn't have
movie
any
was a
issue with it.
continuation of that, right?
But yeah, see, I'm not saying this film is bad. See, that's what I'm saying. I'm not saying the movie is bad. Just like Christmas special, this is not bad. It's well done, well written. The characters, everything is great. But I don't feel anything else. Like how people are
But
saying
One of
it's
the
okay, you said
overwhelming
you did
and
yes,
not feel
you
like it was a finale, right?
yeah. So coming to that point,
Yeah.
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 So
Talk about that.
I think the trailers kind of. So okay, I think in my mind, right? I'm telling you while watching the film what was going in my mind. We start with Rocket is down.
Hmm.
And now, in my mind, who has seen a lot of movies, I'm like, okay, he will not get up until the climax. That's how the story will go.
No,
And
but
that
that's
happened. Then,
Yeah.
okay.
second,
Like, there's nothing
Rocket
wrong
is
with that.
like the most like fun character to witness on screen, and they take him only out. And I understand, okay, because they're gonna tell his backstory, so they needed to take
Yeah.
him out. Whatever,
So
that's their
there
choice of
was footage of Rocket.
storytelling.
Yeah.
So I'm like, fine, okay. Then
I think
we get a scene which was in the trailer, which felt like, oh, that's a scene where someone's gonna die. It felt so hard to them, and it happened just right in the beginning when Chris
That
Pratt
is
is with
you
Rocket.
being dumb that
So no,
that
Arey,
Marvel will show
listen,
it in
Ray,
the trailer.
listen. I'm not saying how could you do that. That's not a problem. In my mind, I'm like, okay. So I should not expect anything much from it because they're taking a story in a very different direction. Let's see what they're
Is
trying to do.
this is a spoiler one, right?
Yeah,
Stream.
yeah.
I'll be very honest. When the Chris Pratt climax scene is there and he's out in the space almost dying,
He was not
it
gonna
was
die.
brilliant. It
He
was
was not gonna
brilliant. You know
die.
that. I know that.
No,
But point is
but
was
there are two reasons I
my
knew
point is
nothing's gonna happen to him. I'll
no,
tell you
but
the
my
two
point
reasons.
is they could have killed him at that time. They could have done
They
that, and
didn't
they could
have.
have.
They don't have the balls, dude.
It's not about
That's
balls and
my
all.
problem with the film. That's my
No, my
problem with the film. It
my
is
point
I
is
can
look at the
look through
timing.
the screenplay. I can look through the screenplay. I knew they're gonna do this. I
But
knew
no, no,
because till that
uh,
point,
Are, that is very casual because you are like, oh, hey, I know how comic book movies work. It is one of those
see,
things. My point is that look at the timing of how many seconds, how many minutes they keep that scene going on. It makes majority of the people think he might die, and I think that's where the this movie wins.
and that's why
It is
I'm
not about
saying
Nona.
it's
It
not a
is not about
bad film,
Nona.
but it didn't
It's
work
not.
for me. That's what I'm saying. because for me, I
wait,
could
wait,
see through the screenplay.
wait.
But
I'll tell you
ऐसे
two
तो
things
यार
here.
They
even in Justice
established
League
they
No,
established in the
ऐसे तो
beginning.
Justice League
no,
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 no.
में
wait,
I,
wait,
I'll
wait,
give
wait,
you.
wait,
वैसे
wait, wait,
No,
wait,
no,
wait, wait. I
I'll
want to
tell you
put
the
this to wait,
response.
wait, 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 wait.
जस्टिस लीग में भी सुपरमैन आएगा
No,
ना
no, no,
और
no,
मारेगा ना वो स्टेफन वुल्फ को
no, no,
बड़ी
no,
चीज
no.
बड़ी
Let me tell you
नहीं
two
आएगा वो
things.
सुपरमैन नहीं आएगा क्या
In the beginning, they
सुपरमैन नहीं आएगा
established
क्या
there's
जस्टिस
his
लीग में सुपरमैन
his
नहीं आएगा
grandfather is there on Earth and he never went to meet him. That point, I knew okay, he's not gonna die in this movie because they have to complete his arc. Second point, okay, in the movie, the way he's gonna die, he has not spent enough time, like dying moments with anyone. The way he's dying is in the space.
अरे
There's no like,
but
oh, they'll save him and like Tata bye bye, get a closure. No, Marvel, in a mainstream film, you never
अरे
kill a
but
character like this.
यार
I
but
Okay, so
knew
you
my
I could
point is,
straightforward tell he's not gonna die
why did you
अरे
want him to
but
die? Like, I feel like rather than killing him in this
because the
movie and
film
then
is
bringing him
Exactly,
back,
trying. That's what Sahil is
exactly.
saying, right? The
No,
everyone
I'll
understood,
reply
oh,
to you.
he's
No,
gonna
no, no,
die. Oh
no.
my god!
You said it.
no
No,
no
you
I'm
said it.
saying
I'll now reply to you. No, no, you said it. I'll now reply to you. There are two things in this. The point that you are making, right? First one is you are saying that Marvel doesn't have the balls to kill a character at that moment and all that.
why do they need to have balls to
See,
kill a character
the point is they made that scene just for one scene where Adam Warlock gives his, they is pointing his finger and they make that Adam painting and where they're touching the
yes
finger.
yes
Right? They
brilliant
made that
art
scene for that,
it was art
exactly for that moment. There was
it
nothing
was
else to it.
art it was one of the best
Right?
things I've seen in Marvel
Just 5 minutes ago, Sahil said that they want that scene to make everyone is feeling, oh my god, he's gonna die. Just 5 minutes ago, Sahil said this.
Yeah, so
True.
I'm not even making this
We
up.
all knew.
It is true.
We all
But I'm
knew.
saying that's what no, that
Arre,
scene didn't work for
I
me
am
because I knew
replying
because
to
of these
you.
storytelling beats.
I am
I knew
replying
they
to
were
you.
gonna
Just
do
let
it.
me.
see, I knew
But
he
I
will live
predicted.
because we had
It's
not
like
seen
it's
dialogue
like it's
in
like
like
you're
five
doing a
minutes.
magic show and you can
See,
before
see,
the
see, see.
magician do the magic, you can tell what's he gonna do.
Yeah,
See,
it's
see.
not about okay.
Let
Magic
no.
shows
This is
usually
one of
happen.
those points where you can't just relate it to something else. Like we knew in Batman versus Superman that Superman is going to come back in Justice League, right? And we spent the whole movie waiting for that one moment where Superman comes back in the end. And we knew he was gonna come back. And you are saying that we spent the whole movie where somebody was going to die, but they didn't. We knew either it
In
was
fact you
going
are
to be
saying
Rocket
what's the point of
or
showing
Drax.
Batman even hitting Superman when Superman is gonna come back? I mean, you have to show that scene.
What?
Those scenes have
How is that comparison even valid?
yes.
Okay, just
If
before we continue, we
Batman
got a super chat from Shelly Lee. Thank you for that. She's the reason the channel is continuing. OMG, Professor Mulchandani, you take nerd to another level. It's a film, dude, not a lecture on astrophysics. Poor Nona, everyone is speaking on your take again.
Yeah,
See,
Nona has
Sherry, this is
takes
what I
like
have
this,
to
poor
of
go.
course
Nona.
we will pick on
Nona
Nona
is
now.
super poor. Nona is seriously poor. Thank
See,
See,
you for
I'm
the
Nona
built
super
to be a
chat.
was the
content
point.
creator, okay?
देखो,
Thank
I
you for the super
know this
chat.
is gonna get views, but I'm telling the truth.
see, I think for Nona, a movie to be good, I don't know what the standards are right now because
No,
he
but
himself said the movie is good, the script is good, the VFX are good, the character growth is good, but I didn't like the movie. Well, I don't
Because
know
I
what it
said, right,
takes for
the magic didn't work. That's what I'm saying.
just
but the
because
point is
just
I just
because
said
no,
everything is fine. It's not a
wait
bad film, but it didn't work for
wait
me. And you guys are attacking me. How can you say it's not
wait.
working? Watch it again.
Wait.
Who's
Wait.
doing that?
You said that
I'm
nobody
saying you're
died
overwhelmed.
at the end of it, so I didn't like it. Like
No,
I
I didn't
have
say
not
that.
heard, I didn't
I didn't
hear,
say
I
that.
have not heard anything more sadistic than that. That nobody died at the end of the movie because just because
I
a
never
trailer
said
showed
that.
somebody's gonna die.
Don't put words in my mouth.
No.
I never said that.
Harneet,
You can go
Harneet,
back
wait,
in the
Harneet,
stream.
Harneet,
I
Harneet,
never said
Harneet,
that.
Just
Harneet.
because the trailer
Nona is
showed
saying,
that somebody's gonna die and no one
Well,
died
that is
doesn't
not,
make it a
yeah,
bad movie.
yeah.
well,
I mean,
technically, Rocket's friends died.
if okay, now,
Yeah,
now,
they
now,
did.
tell
All of
me,
them. All of
Nona,
them.
Nona, people died in this movie, okay, and people who we cared about.
Are you
I
so?
love Floor,
I'm not.
Floor, Floor. I miss Floor. Floor, go.
Okay, Batman has just entered the chat. So hi.
I entered the chat
Any
5 minutes
thoughts?
I,
back, and I'm just
I
like,
hope you are taking care of our James Gunn.
It's like people are fighting and like, what is happening? What stream and I just entered? This is a Marvel
I
stream,
thought
dude.
I thought I entered that. Then what's that guy's name? The news guy, where they have those debates
Oh
and
shit!
everyone
Yeah.
comes to them.
Arnab.
Yeah, Arnab Goswami.
Let me speak. Let me speak. I have something to say. Let me speak.
Okay. So Nolan, can we get your overviews?
Uh, yeah, man. I like the movie. Like I saw like everyone kept saying right like this is how Marvel movies should be like Marvel making a comeback. A lot of people were saying that. Like I saw the movie was actually quite good. Yeah, but then again, I found all the movies good, and all of y'all hated all of them. So don't ask me.
I don't know, man. Why is Batman? He likes everything. Okay, Varun, I'll come to you.
Some would
You
say I'm the reverse.
okay. I'm the reverse of you.
Is there a reverse Batman out there like in comics?
No.
Batman, right? No, Man Bat.
No.
It's
Reverse
a
Batman.
technical
No, that's
reverse.
a man. That is a character. It's a
Reverse
bat.
Batman, as in like like how Flash has a reverse Flash. Is there a
Yeah.
I
The
think
Joker,
Joker is
right?
the one, right?
No, we have a
Joker is
much more
not
darker
really.
version of him, which is called the Owl Man, and he is much
Yeah.
more darker than Batman.
Yeah, so
No,
technically
but
that
will
would
be
be
the
the
opposite of
opposite.
Aditya says. Okay, I'm waiting for his chat to show up here. Yeah, he says fail safe. Is that a character?
Oh no, that's the thing inside Rocket, because of which they go on
No,
the
no.
mission, right?
Failsafe is a
I think he's
character
talk-
also in DC.
Oh,
I think he's talking
Wow.
about.
Ah,
I think
So meta.
Totally out of the.
Welcome to Indian Geek Society, guys. This is the geek. This is what we all know. We are nerds who know nothing.
I said that in the last stream, right? In the reaction, in the flash reaction, where
We are know
we are not.
nothing. I think some name came up and he was like, "Oh my god, I'm V." And Manoj is like, "What? What?" Okay, but I want to come to Varun because when I told him that I found the film fine, he was like, "Interesting. I'm waiting for the stream." So why were you waiting for the stream, Varun?
Yeah, I think when you said your explanation right now, like 10-15 minutes ago, I my question was that why did you think that because like characters, like why did you want the character to, like, you felt that it was not a finale, right? Like it did not feel like a
Yeah,
finale, but at the
it just
end,
felt like any other
the
adventure.
the main characters are all in separated and different in different places. Their journey has sort of ended and they are now all in different places, and we even see the new Guardians team, which is so different from the
Yeah.
team that we have been having for past three movies, so with only like Rocket and Groot being the same,
Yeah,
right?
it actually felt like a finale. Like other than
Oh, at
the
the
post
end you're
credit
talking
scene.
about. Okay.
Yeah, the mid
Yeah.
credit scene, the new
Uh,
Guardians team, it's just Rocket and Groot, and
yeah.
Groot also looks so different, and like the rest of the 3-4 characters were all different people, so like it is
Also,
a,
one
Yeah,
like we
interesting thing.
I
are
felt
having
this.
a new Guardians team, right?
Also, one
Yeah.
interesting thing. They never said that Guardians will return. They only
They
said
said
Star Lord
Star
will
Lord.
return.
Yeah,
No,
Like Star
something
Lord is
else
So
they
on.
we
said.
Star Lord
legendary
is
no
on
Star
Earth
Lord.
now.
the
Legendary Star
legendary Star
Lord.
Lord will return. They never said
Well, Star,
Guardians team will return or
And
yeah.
they
nothing.
also
So
don't say
Yeah.
legendary Peter Quill. They say legendary Star Lord.
no,
So that could
but
also be that it could, if someone
no
else is
no.
taking on the Star
But
Lord mantle.
now technically Star Lord is on Earth, so he can join the Avengers whenever they are fighting and all. Like he can go to help.
Yeah,
So
it
so
could
he
be
He's
that.
doesn't
for
have to
Avengers
come.
only, man.
He doesn't have to come back as part of the Guardians.
Yeah, Guardians are in
Yeah.
space. Like he's on Earth, so he can help
And
other.
you can
Yeah,
expect that he has gotten all his small gadgets at least in his bag, which he came on Earth with.
yeah.
Yeah.
So he's
His
not very
guns.
dependent on his gadgets anyway. He's just like he's just Star Lord. That's all. That's
He's
enough.
mowing the lawn now.
Yeah. So it is a end, right? Like I don't. That's
And
why
yeah,
I
and
asked.
I
Like, why
believe,
didn't
and
you
even
feel
that, and
it's a
I would
finale?
say this is more like foreshadowing than saying, "Hey, we knew all the way from starting." It's good that we were able to get a finale kind of an ending for these characters. Rocket finally was smart enough to lead the Guardians of the Galaxy, and he's doing that now. Chris Pratt, after which Mantis said that, "Hey, people, you have been crying about people who have abandoned you. What about the people you abandoned? So you should go back to you should go back to Earth and all that because you have been crying about it for 3 movies now and some other movies as well. So I think this is what a finale is. Finale is not supposed to be, hey, Iron Man dies. That's that's not always is supposed to have like be called a finale.
And
I'm
honestly,
so happy
I
to
would.
look at Nona's face when Sahil said it's not supposed to be when somebody has died.
Who did that? Who did that?
No, nah. Arey, he
I'm
discovered
playing with
everything.
some tools.
Yeah.
Discovered no re.
Yeah, no, but I was going to say that I would prefer this kind of ending rather than, killing off half the team and then, like, in whatever next Avengers film, they use multiverse to bring back the other half and things like that. Like, I feel like that that makes the death sort of more meaningless. So instead of that, it's fine that all of them are different at different, like, places across the whole universe, and then, like, when needed, they will come back together, fight, and then again go their separate ways. Like, that's a better ending in my opinion.
Saiga Nation says James Gunn in interview said there won't be a Guardians 4 movie, so I guess we'll only see Guardians and Star Lord, etc., in other movies along with Avengers.
I wanna
Yeah.
reply to this. I wanna reply to this comment actually. All the actors that play in these movies, they said that they are not going to continue. Like Bradley Cooper said that he's not going to continue. Dave
Yeah,
Bautista said he's not going to
even
continue.
Batista said
Karen
before
Gillan
even the movie
said
started.
that she's not going to continue, right? So when they said that Star Lord will return, and he might return in Kang Dynasty or the some of the other Avengers movies, right? And we don't after this movie we do not expect all the Guardians of the Galaxy to return. We do not expect Rocket to return. We do not expect Drax to return because they are on their own path now, right? And in the real world, James Gunn is making his own movies, and he recently said that one of the Guardians characters will make his debut in the Superman movie. You know, so they are moving on to new projects also. So it's not necessary that they will continue in these movies. I think Chris Pratt will continue, but we don't need all of these characters to continue in the upcoming Marvel movie.
See, chances
But
are
coming,
that Guardians won't show up in the next what Secret Wars or no, what's the next Avengers film?
Kang Dynasty.
Kang Dynasty, yeah. It is possible because in that film we will have the Fantastic Four, which can play, which will already have the family dynamic sort of team. So, like two family dynamic teams together, I don't know how they do that. And honestly, I feel like it is fine if they don't bring in like a lot of these characters because they are already going to introduce so many more new characters over the next 2-3 years that like it's fine if you just let some characters retire for now and like forever in fact. So I think yeah, like Harneet said that Star Lord can show up, but I don't think that I mean I would want them to actually not even, like it's fine, like he's just living his life peacefully now, just move on to newer characters like that.
Okay. Second instance says even Zoe Saldana said she is not going to continue. James Gunn mentioned that the original plan was to kill Gamora instead of Yondu in Volume 2, but Feige told him no. I saw the interview where he said, it was not working out, but I didn't know if he said Feige said no.
Also, I think he also said that he didn't like he would not have done some of the decisions that were taking in like Infinity War and Endgame for like
Like
the
his statement
Guardians.
was like he did not want other movies
Yeah,
to kill the characters that he has introduced. That's the
yeah.
whole point that he wanted to make.
But I think one
Like,
interview said that like in Endgame, like Russo's talked to him that we are trying to do this, and he was cool with it.
I mean, he has to be cool with it. Like it's their film and it's the biggest film that Marvel was making at that point. So I think yeah, but like I feel like I'm definitely sure that he was not a fan of uh, but Drax and Thanos not like having a face off because they never had a face off, and literally the whole point of Guardians 1 and 2, like that was the one thing that they were building up in both of those movies, that Drax is finally going to get his revenge, he's finally going to have a face off with Thanos, and
But
he literally never has that.
he was on this, Titan when he
Yeah,
fought.
on Titan they fought, right?
I mean, that's it. This was
It was
supposed to be
a
like an
fight.
emotional face
Yeah.
off. That never happens. In fact, in this Guardians 3, like, he has more emotional moments in that sense.
Wanda got that face off.
Yeah, Wanda got that face off, yeah. She got
I
in
don't even know
Endgame,
who
yeah.
you are.
I think that will make sense because we got to see what Thanos did to Vision in front of Wanda. So
Hmm.
having that face off is more logical than Drax, which happened for him. Something happened behind the scenes and all that, right? Like we do not like clearly
Yeah,
see
yeah.
it. We saw what he did with who was the villain in the first part, Guardians of the movie.
Uh, Ronan.
Ronan.
Yeah, Ronan.
Ronan.
So that was I think in the first
Geeks,
part we
geeks.
अरे यार नाम बुला इंसान चलता है I just know what he said and all. So yeah, I think
Uh,
at least we got to see that face off.
Sagarison says it. He said, "Thank God Taika Waititi took Thor out of the Guardians in Love Thunder." Gunn mentioned that if Taika didn't do that, he would just write Volume 3 without Thor, without explanation. I think that's also because he wrote Guardians before getting fired. He wrote Volume 3
Yeah.
before getting fired. So,
I think so.
and Thor 4 happened way later. Like,
Imagine
so
if Thor was in the Guardians, the movie would have ended before it started. Only like Adam Warlock would come, poof, gone.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. That's true.
Do you think Peter Quill and Peter Parker will cross paths similar to Parker? I think Quill will also be trying to blend
No.
into society.
I mean,
It
Quill doesn't
doesn't make
remember
much sense
Parker.
of them.
It's not
No,
the
yeah,
team up that, everyone is
yeah.
looking forward to. Like,
We
Yeah,
want
but even
Deadpool and Peter Parker. We don't want Peter Parker and Peter Quill.
but that has
So we had
higher
this.
chances of happening, although. Because,
We had this question from Rahul. It wasn't from the beginning. People are disappointing with Adam Warlock character, but personally, I liked it. I am expecting comic dumb characters from Guardians of the Galaxy, and I got it. So personally, I'm happy with this character. Thoughts?
I feel like yeah that they definitely changed him a lot, like the way they were teasing him in Volume 2 versus how he is. I think he's very much a Guardians character. He's not really like how
Yeah,
Adam Warlock is.
like misunderstanding everything, acting like a
Yeah,
child.
I
Initially
think.
I was actually disappointed with the way that they went with Adam Warlock in this movie.
Hmm.
But as the movie progressed and we watched more of him in the movie
Yeah.
progressed, and I think that was the better way. I think this was a good way for him to be portrayed in the movie. And I think this
Yeah.
is one of those instances where a character not being overpowered, not being okay was a good decision made by that.
Hmm.
Whereas we talk about that, oh, this character was, overpowered in comics and they were, turned him down in the movie. This is not making sense. I think in this case, it was making sense.
I think the Adam Warlock. What?
Why?
Okay, just trying out stuff.
Yeah, like Adam Warlock, I think I already like I wanted them to go or when they sort of teased him in Volume 2's post credit scene. I was actually expecting that he would come up in Infinity War because he has the Soul Stone and everything like on his head. But like the moment they announced that no Adam Warlock would come in Volume 3 and not at the Guardians movie, so I knew that it would be a very different take. Like he won't have the Soul Stone and all that. So I was anyways expecting a very different version. But I did not. Yeah, I think I one of my small complaint was that like within just this film itself, like he turned into a sort of good character or whatever. I feel like maybe by the end of this film they should have like let him be sort of a bad character, and at the end like he realizes that, and then we don't know whether he's actually like joining the Guardians or not. But like by the end he joins the Guardians, and in the post credit, like the mid credit, which takes after a time jump, I think he's already a very like core member of
Yeah.
the Guardians. Yeah.
He understands Earth music also now.
Yeah, he likes music. He understands everything.
Okay, we have this chat from Saga Nation, I think, and
Oh my
I
God,
told this
dude!
to Nolan
Everyone,
also.
everyone came to this conclusion at the end of the movie. Like you said
Yeah.
it, and someone else also said it in the theater.
When we hear Groot say no, not I am Groot, but I love you guys, Groot hasn't changed how he talks. We, the audience, have just finally become part of the family enough that we can understand.
Yeah,
True.
I thought so too. I mean, they literally show
Yeah.
in the scene before that with Gamora that now Gamora also starts understanding. So
Yes.
Yeah.
that makes the most sense that now we are also understanding. Yeah.
Vin Diesel must have said, "Finally, I can say something else in multiple languages."
This was, a step ahead from the first movie's ending, where he goes from I am Groot to we are Groot. And then by the end of Guardians 3, what the hell are you doing, man?
That was a magical moment.
And by the end of Guardians story, everybody's story, he goes from I am Groot to I love you guys. So I think that's the story the commenter who commented was talking about, and I think that's something we can all relate to also.
And it's beautiful.
It is. And before
Don't
coming
cry,
to a
Sahil.
top,
Don't cry, Sahil, please.
that's why I think he has turned off his face today. Okay, moving
Yeah.
on. Before we come to one of the things talked asked about Saga Nation asked, we'll come to that point about the trilogy in MCU. But coming to the villain of the film, I didn't like it.
It's okay. That's Marvel again. We never had a good villain.
I
We
feel
don't
like
have.
he worked within
Dude,
what the
he was
movie was.
Because
at the,
I heard like some people are saying he's the best MCU villain. Like I
No, no.
saw some people saying all that.
No way.
but at the
He's in bottom 10.
like,
Bottom 10.
for the first half of the movie, he was like really intimidating. Like I
Yeah,
did not know how they were going to beat him. Like at some points, he actually felt more threatening than even Ego.
actually
Like
yes. Like
when you
Sometime, yeah.
use the
they
gravity
were
and all.
building him up, and then suddenly it felt like they're confused what to do. Let's just
Yeah,
do something and just end the movie.
he defeated himself. He defeated
Yeah,
himself.
He
Yeah.
like I
had a very Darth Vader kind of a feel, right? He was giving that vibes in the starting, early part.
thought a
Maybe
great
the dev.
reference point itself.
I understand. Like, but
And then
I think they were
and
building up
and
to
then he
him.
went for and then he went from Darth Vader to Rita Repulsa.
Yeah, probably.
From,
It's just me, or
That's the Power
Who's
Rangers
that?
reference. A lot
Yeah,
of you might not understand that.
I understood Power Rangers.
Even I understood.
Oh.
And Nona, this is how we geeks are back now.
Indian Geek Society, known as comment, right?
Yeah.
Like to be honest, I like the villain. It's obviously not one of the best villains of the MCU, but yeah, in the context of the movie, it shows the decline of the character itself. Like in the starting, he's more intimidating. He's threatening Adam Warlock. He's threatening everybody. Like he is shown to be
Yeah.
as powerful as anybody. But by the end of it, because of his obsession with Rocket and nothing else, like he's just
Yeah.
obsessed with Rocket. And there is a scene where he's drunk and he wants to know like how can you be more intelligent than me? I created you. So that's
Yeah,
his
yeah.
progression as a villain. Like no matter how intelligent you are, no matter how powerful you are, if you become obsessed, it will lead to your doom. And as he said, uh, as we discussed, Nolan also identified the point that he destroyed himself. So that's the whole point of the villain here. Like he becomes obsessed with one of his creations, and it leads to his demise. And that is shown blatantly in the movie, like where his general also revolts against him at the end, like where they all point their gun at him. Like you are so obsessed with him, you are going to destroy everything else. And there is a clear understanding, like yes, this villain is not a bad villain, this villain is just moving in a wrong direction, this villain is just being obsessed with the smaller picture, not a bigger picture. He's not looking towards creating a perfect society, he's not looking towards creating a new planet or anything. He just wants one brain who he thinks is better than himself. That's the whole point of the villain here, because that causes his demise. He
And they
loses
also
all
said, right?
the foresight. He loses all foresight of what he needs to do. He
But
loses all the god complex that he has. Nothing is there. It's just that he
but I
wants
felt what they were
89P13.
trying.
That's it.
But I felt the what you're calling a facade. I think that facade was more interesting as a villain than what we got. That it's a facade.
No, no. The point is like either you could have done it in multiple movies, then maybe more people would have liked it, because that is the way that people are going. That the studios are nowadays going, right, building up villains, building up their backstories, and then paying it off in the next installment. But we didn't have it here. We just had one movie where we had to pay off all the characters, all their backstories, especially Rocket, and then we had to pay off one villain with his backstory, with his obsession, why his decline is coming, and at the end of it, his death also.
And this is why it's a finale.
Pay
Two
all of
of
that in one movie.
two of the best villains in MCU only had one movie to establish everything.
I'm not comparing this to anything else. I'm
Who,
just talking about this character itself.
So that's
wait,
I'm
who,
saying that it is possible to have a good
wait,
villain with just one
who,
movie.
Everything is possible. I'm not comparing this
I
who
movie
is,
do
to
think
Black
that
Panther 1
he was the best
or
Guardians villain, like
Loki.
in all three.
wait,
Yeah.
which villains are you
If
talking
you
about?
if you compare
Thanos
it to
and
Guardians
Killmonger.
2,
Ah, thought so.
if you compare it to Guardians 2, Ego was also there for one movie. He was a celestial for God's sake, and he
Oh
did
man.
not get as much as character depth as this villain did,
Yeah,
right?
exactly. I think
I
Ego
think
was also
Varun
like,
knows how much I hated Volume 2. I think we saw it together.
I think so. Did we? I don't
Sunday
remember.
को ओबरॉय में देखी थी. Anyways.
Like in Guardians 1, Ronan the Accuser was there, right? We did not see any backstory. We did not see anything, and we still liked the movie because of the fact that heroes overpowered the villain without any backstory. And in this, we saw the decline of the villain from a god. As Gamora said, he's considered as a god in a lot of parts of the galaxy, right? And we see him as a drunk man who is obsessed with one creature, who is like 1/10 of his size. Can you even imagine, like 1/10 of your size, you are obsessed with that creature? Like how is he so smart? And because of that creature, you destroy everything you have built. and everything you are going to build. And that is the villain that they are portraying. And I have talked to a lot of people who are saying that why was he not so powerful in the end? It's not about his power. It's not about his abilities. It's about the fact that he became so obsessed with capturing just one creature, he lost sight of everything else. Like his whole ship exploded, and he was not giving a damn about it. Like he just wanted to capture Rocket. And I think that's the villain that they were going to portray in this movie. That James Gunn wanted to portray. Like he may be all powerful. He may be able to defeat, Adam Warlock, but he will be defeated by Rocket because he's obsessed with it.
I really loved that moment when Rocket says, "I'm Rocket Raccoon." I think that's the first time that's said, right?
Yeah, that's the first time he acknowledges these.
I agree.
Rocket actually,
And that is
and
because
because he opened the cage and he found out that he's a raccoon.
yes.
But in that moment, right, when he actually stood up to him, if you notice, like the gravity powers working on him. Rocket only did something and deactivated the gravity powers.
The
Like it was
gravity
like a
boots.
split scale.
The gravity
Yeah.
boots.
Gravity boots.
Oh
Yeah.
man!
Like
Again,
no one else
something. The
did.
moment it happened in the beginning of the film, when Nebula says, "Why you're walking up?" I'm like, "Yeah, this is gonna come in the climax.
So it's
They're
so
gonna use the
I
same trick
that's
in the." I'm like, "Oh
foreshadowing.
my god!"
That's foreshadowing. That's simple. Like
Foreshadowing, referencing. How are you forgetting basics
It's
of the
see,
ability?
foreshadowing is, oh my god, in the climax. Oh, they set it up here. I'm like, the
yeah,
moment I
but you
saw
are
him,
realizing
I'm
that
like, yeah,
now.
they're
You
gonna
didn't
use that
realize
in
that
the
in
movie.
You are
No,
realizing
that's
that
what I'm
now.
saying.
That
The
whole
moment he
background
was,
story is-
the moment he
That's the
put
whole
him
basis.
up, right? The moment the villain put him up, I'm like, yeah, he's gonna use that boots here. I knew it because
That's
they're
the
already
whole
put, like,
basis of every Harry Potter movie you have ever watched. Like they will introduce a
Yeah.
concept in the starting of a movie, and that will be helpful in defeating the villain of that movie.
Nona,
In
IPL.
every Harry Potter movie.
Yeah,
what?
true.
IPL?
Every Harry Potter movie.
One ball, 5 runs to win, and
Oh
Samad
my
hits it in the hits it almost tries to hit a six. He gets out, but it's a no ball.
Oh, they won.
No, it's a no ball. It's a free hit now.
Oh, but they too got 1 run, no?
They need
Now
5 runs in one ball now.
4 runs because of the no ball run.
Wait, what happened?
But it's a free hit. That's the biggest point. Sorry, geeks. You
Yeah,
were
they
listening.
need 4 runs in one ball. It was a
Yeah,
no
but
ball.
now it's a free hit. It's a free hit.
They didn't take
Yeah.
a single.
I don't
No,
know. They got out right. So I think that single is anyway not.
no,
No,
no
you can
single.
take a single.
Just a
No,
no
it is
ball.
not. Yeah.
Okay, let's take this chat. Saganishan, I think it was finally great to have just a true villain. You yourself want to jump in the movie and punch him. Chukwudi from Peacemaker was a great choice to play him. He doesn't realize that flaw is in him. He deeply unhappy and himself projects it outwards. Volume 2 is underrated. Step down from Volume 1, what bottom MC movie now means. There's no God. That's why I stepped in.
Oh yeah, his
Yeah, that is the
performance
line
was
he says.
amazing. I like the
Yeah,
performance too.
I
That
think
was a very contradictory line because he said that no, and then when nowhere showed up, he's like, "Get into the head of that dead god."
they won. SRH won.
Oh my God.
SRH won.
Oh my God.
From where
What
to
a
Oh,
where,
I
man?
lost. I lost
what
Zomato
a
thing, man.
match.
Shit. I thought
What
Rajasthan
a
will win.
match.
Oh no.
Unbelievable. Unbelievable.
Wow,
I'm
man.
so
That's a
happy.
He
I
took
would
Samad.
four
now.
That's a
runs.
Samad.
I'm so happy now
Come
to. I'll
on,
watch that
dude.
baby over thing, and there'll be anyways.
Yeah, so
Oh, 8-6. Okay.
one of the comments I just read was he was a villain. He didn't have any complexes or he did not have any moral duties towards the universe
Yeah.
and anything. He was a
Yeah.
villain. I think that's the point
Yeah, he
that we should
works
all look at.
within the film. Like the film is about Rocket, and he is sort of for Rocket's villain, so he works within the film. That's
Before we come to the final topic, anyone wants to talk about anything else? Visuals, music.
I think this film really pushed the boundary for like PG-13. Like I did not expect them to show his face without the skin in the
Yeah,
end.
yeah,
Like when he removed that, I was actually
Also,
surprised.
there were a lot of f bombs that were removed
Yeah.
in.
just one.
No, no, there were
No.
a lot of which were
No.
removed in the theater.
Dude,
Oh,
you
for
forgot
Indians, yeah, it was
some
Yeah,
not
scenes
that
just
only.
went mute.
A
Some scenes
whole,
just went
whatever. All these
yeah,
words are always muted for
they
India.
were all muted out.
Yeah. Also, all the animal cruelty and all, like they were really pushing the boundary for
I think
PG-13.
the music has always been a strong point for all the Guardians movies, no matter what movie it is. So I think music was great in this also. I did not have any complaints about the music, especially the VFX. I think VFX had been a weaker point for MCU in the last few properties that they have put out. And
Yeah.
I did not have any complaint at any point where I thought that this was not looking real or anything.
Yeah, that's
Or
true.
this, even in Black Panther 2, there was a point where I was like,
Yeah, yeah. I know.
and I think this movie pushed its limit, where everything was on point, music, VFX, story, characters, everything was on point. Yeah,
Hey, hey! Copyright strike incoming. Okay, Shelley has this comment. I don't think anyone has even seen the movie, but anyway. Strong Mary
what?
Shelley vibes with this film. Do you see the similarities to Frankenstein?
Yeah. Frankenstein is a story, right? Yeah, so
I do,
Dude,
Frankenstein.
I do,
what movie are you talking about? You
I mean,
don't know the
Frankenstein is
Frankenstein
also a
Frankenstein.
story?
movie. So, yeah.
I
But
do, I
Mary
do.
Shelley
Yeah,
was the
Frankenstein.
author.
There are so many Frankenstein movies, man.
I
She's talking
mean,
about the story wise.
yeah, story wise, I guess, yeah.
Kind of like
Hmm.
Rocket is Frankenstein's
Yeah,
monster,
Rocket is Frankenstein and then he kills his own.
and then he gets away. He gets
Yeah,
away.
yeah, yeah. Oh, yeah. I see.
So the whole thing is like everybody thinks Frankenstein as the monster, but it's the Frankenstein's monster. Frankenstein is just the
Yeah,
doctor,
Hmm.
yeah,
and there
yeah.
is a whole complex going on about. Yeah, I think there is there is a similarity here. Yeah.
I think to end it, I think James Gunn, the whole cast, crew, everyone did a great job making this film, and it's definitely a great Marvel film
And
after a
the,
slog of
and
horrible films.
and this is a great sign for DC.
Yeah, we talked about that. You are late,
Especially,
but
when
coming.
what Adam Warlock flies in the beginning of the film, it was so much like he had a cape like Superman and everything, and he was fighting like how Superman does in Man of Steel. I was like, did they use this as a test footage? Like, did he show this as a test footage to DC to like pitch his version of Superman to them?
Plus, they are
Okay.
still making
Oh,
the
oh,
Black Superman movie.
the scene where Adam Warlock saves Star Lord.
Oh yeah,
We talked about it. Yeah, that was the whole point of that scene.
the painting scene.
But coming to the main point,
Okay.
Sagan says Guardians is the best trilogy so far in the MCU. Agree, disagree?
I think it's the only one that works as a trilogy. Like if you just watch these three films and nothing else, you will still, enjoy it and there is a clear start and an end. Like Captain
Yeah.
America trilogy, I like it better than this, but then it's not really a trilogy because the story of Captain America ends like three films after his third film. So
You also
and
need to
same with
watch the
Iron
other
Man.
movies,
Yeah, also the third movie is very dependent on the Avengers
Yeah,
the
movies.
other characters. Yeah,
exactly. And with Iron Man 3, actually, Iron Man 3 did have sort of an ending where, he throws his heart into the water. But then the
Yeah.
next, without any explanation, he has everything back again. So
But
you know,
I didn't like Iron Man 3.
oh, Rohit is not.
And since there's no Rohit, yeah, we
Captain
can say that.
America movies. If we talk about separately, the movies are better, but as a story that you talk
Trilogy
about,
they don't
as
work.
you
Yeah.
said, as a comprehensive story of trilogy, I think Guardians is the better one.
But one thing this movie did good, no, is it sustained its dramatic moments. Like it did not like cut it off with like some joke or something, like when they were
Oh
walking
yeah, that was
dramatically
a
and all.
brilliant change in MCU. Brilliant
Yeah.
change. I think these things they had to fix in the phase three also.
Yeah.
It was a big criticism in phase three, and I hope they would have fixed it in phase four. But phase four, like the entire phase only was very bad.
Phase 4 didn't have dramatic moments only. It
Yeah,
only had jokes.
exactly. I'm so glad they fixed
I
that,
think
and
I
they
sent this reel
brought back a
to
lot of.
Sahil a few days back
For
about
what point
where
you are
every
talking about?
dramatic moment was converted into a joke in
Yeah.
Thor: Love and
Yeah,
Thunder, right?
yeah. Normal,
Yeah.
yeah.
So I think, see, this movie is, if, see, I think James Gunn's last movie, and according to his story and everything, this movie was a great movie. But I do not expect Marvel to just copy whatever they did in this movie and paste it on the next phases. They are still going to experiment. They're still going to try new things and everything. And although this movie was a great success for me, I do not expect Marvel to be on back on track just because of this one
Same,
movie.
same. Yeah.
Yeah.
Because this is a very like separate movie. We cannot really count this as a Marvel
I
film. It's more
feel
of
Exactly.
James Gunn film.
this
You can
move
count
this
it, but you can't count this movie to be a comeback of MCU. That's the only thing.
It's a James
this
Gunn movie,
yeah, this feel like
Yeah,
James Gunn, because of James Gunn it succeeded.
yeah.
and like good for
But
DC.
as I said in the starting also, this is just a proof that if you give it to a director who's obsessed with comics, who loves comic book characters, he can do a good movie. So maybe just find those directors. Don't give it to people who are just good directors in general.
And I think
My just point is
he said that in an interview. You know that someone asked, "Will be jokes in that?" He said, "No, not at all. There'll be no jokes. It will gonna be like like a somber film with
but
that
this is a
tone
funny
in
movie.
mind. There'll be
It's a
no
funny movie
this
also, in
and
my
that.
opinion. It's a funny movie. I
What?
would keep this in.
Like,
I
yeah,
think this is a funny movie, and I would keep this
yeah,
Which
as a
funny movie?
comedy would be a genre. Guardians of the Galaxy 3.
I'm talking about
yeah.
Superman Legacy.
Oh,
Oh, that
Superman
is.
Legacy he said that that's not gonna be comedy or all that.
yeah,
But I'm sure it will have some parts of comedy to
yeah.
it because
Okay,
it's a second nature. It's
we
James
have
Gunn's second nature.
another super chat from our Karta Dharta of IGS, Shelly Lee. She says,
Hey,
"Thanks for the show, you adorable nerds."
oh, I thought
Thank you for
Geeks
that.
is the
Thank
right
Off
you
word.
to
for helping
brunch,
the channel.
toodles.
Known as
Hey,
Guys, no
blushing
one has
already.
liked. Like so many people are watching the stream, only one like. Come on, that's unfair. We are here for an hour talking about the movie. Come on, we'll
You
need to
get to
have a.
hear such hot takes from Dona. You have to like the video.
Aditya says we'll need to have a streak of good movies to say Marvel is back.
Yeah, true. Like, what Wakanda Forever was good, then Ant Man was not, then this is good now. Next, what's next? What's
Oh
next? I
my
don't even
God, we have
know.
come to a time where we don't know what's the next.
Yeah.
we know what is it.
Aquaman.
It's
No,
second invasion.
No,
Wait,
it's
Secret
gonna be a bad movie,
invasion.
right? So I'm like the Marvel, huh? Okay, no, the Marvels, the Marvel,
oh, the Marvels,
ah,
yeah.
the most disliked trailer.
The
wait,
Marvels,
what?
yeah.
The trailer was actually good, man.
Yeah, it
Yeah,
was
No,
good.
but
I
Trailer
like the
was good.
trailer.
I am even looking for the
this
movie. Yeah.
sexiest piece of shit don't get it, nah. They're like we have to dislike it, no.
Yeah,
Oh
but
yeah, another good point of Guardians of the Galaxy, they didn't push any politics. It was like just
Or maybe
they were
you ignored it.
There's
It
always
went over
politics.
your
yeah.
head.
But there's always
did
politics. But
you
the
notice
politics they were not.
anything?
I mean,
It was
I
not
guess.
forced. That's what,
See,
if you don't
if people
notice,
who
if
want
you
to
don't
get
Dude,
yeah,
visuals, they will find
the whole
something.
point
It's
of the
perfect
movie was
society
that
and all is Hitler.
be
Bana bata.
yourself, be yourself. Don't let other people tell you what to do. Like, isn't that
yeah,
politics?
yeah, yeah. But that's the thing, right?
Even
That's
the
the thing.
guy, he was being a Hitler only, na. He wanted the perfect society.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
That's Hitler.
See, but that's the thing, right? If you don't notice it, that means they're not pushing it on you. Like it
No,
just
you did
blends
not
together with
notice it.
it
You
just
did not
blends
notice.
together with the story, right? It blends together.
Yeah,
It's
but
like not like
Oh,
they're not
see,
shoving it in your
guys.
face.
Nolan has seen The Flash, where they literally said literally a dialogue written by a screenwriter. Hashtag feminism. There's literally a dialogue by a female character, and it was professionally written in a script,
who,
and she had to
which,
say this.
And someone
which,
approved it.
Season
Many
4.
people approved it to be shown.
oh,
You know, like I see. I see the
see,
point.
in TV shows they have also
There's
flaws,
also a
right? A
video
lot.
like this, of Jennifer Lawrence as Mystique in one of the X-Men movies, and the title of the video is that a professional screenwriter wrote this line, and it's just 6 seconds long, and it's
Oh, yeah,
basically
yeah.
her
Yeah,
saying,
That,
yeah,
that's. Have
the
you
amount of
not
time
seen
to
that great film, Dark Phoenix?
No, I've
One
not
of the
seen it.
best films of all time. You have not seen it?
I have not seen it. She
There
says
is-
that it's
there is
always
a-
the women saving the men. It's better be called ex women instead of men. Something like
Yeah.
that. It's a
Oh my
dialogue.
god, so cringe.
That's
That's
forced.
why
Yeah.
they that's why they called it
that film and
X
Morbius.
Force in Deadpool 2.
Yeah.
Instead of X Men or women, they call it X Force.
Oh yeah. But that was making fun of, I think, that thing itself. Yeah.
But X Force is a thing, right, in the comics.
Yeah, Expose is a
Yeah, yeah.
theme. It's basically younger X-Men. That's all it is. Like younger X-Men who do not follow Professor X. That's all.
So that's it, guys. We're coming to the end of this discussion. We talked about the movie's fine. It's not that great. Fine. Everyone thinks that,
Hey,
and it should be X-Women, not X-Men. That's the takeaway you can take from this stream. So you come back for the next stream where we have some sensationalizing outtakes. So you have fun. Thank you, Sharili, for the super chats. Thank you everyone for watching. Do hit that like button. We'll be back next time. How we'll be back next time? There are Flash reactions, Superman Lois reactions. The one of the best show.
Flash finale. You're most
Oh,
awaited.
finale is coming. 3 episodes to go. Last episode was outstanding. Anyways, guys, anything else you guys want to say? Anything upcoming thing? I'm really excited for the Flash movie.
Yeah.
What else?
Yeah,
What
same.
else?
Yeah, we are having good superhero movies, but good Marvel.
Yeah. But there are bad ones coming too. Aquaman's coming.
Bad Omen. Bad Omen.
I mean, maybe it could be good, No, because we have not seen teaser anything, so maybe
She's still in the movie, man.
is she?
Dude, she literally left Hollywood because
yeah,
of
she
you.
left
Those
Hollywood
scenes are
now,
already-
right? This film
those
was
scenes
already
are already shot.
Yeah.
Oh, Spider Verse is coming.
Yeah,
Ah.
Spider-Man. Yeah, a lot of good films are coming.
Fast and Furious is coming.
Fast X. Yeah.
Fast X is
The
coming.
rise of Aquaman is coming.
Yeah, that's what. Oh yeah. Is anyone? Oh yeah, you reacted to the Transformers trailer, right?
Yeah,
That's
yeah.
also-
Yeah, that's also fine. Anyways, guys, that's it from us. Hope you had a good time. Like, share, subscribe. See you next time. Keep gigging out. Say bye, guys.
Bye.
Bye.
Bye bye.
Bye bye.